Hold on. I won't do my.
Don't
Should I
cross
do
the
my opener?
stream.
Yo, I'm doing my opener.
It went live and then went offline.
Well, it plays that opening video that I have at the beginning of my YouTube videos.
Much better on the rocks, Magic.
Thanks. Glad I could oblige. There's also desert golems in the mountains too, so.
You changed the rocks?
On Shard. Shard kind of got shortchanged on rocks.
Oh, okay. Well, you gotta be fair. Gotta have some rocks laying around.
There's so many things I want to mention about this game, and I'm like, I'm just going to save it. I'm not going to say anything.
Organizing all my windows here.
Yeah, that's what I was doing a minute ago.
That is a never-ending task.
It is. The job in itself.
Oh, I got my laptop working. It's finally fixed.
Oh, sweet. Yay. You have no excuse. Even while you're out, you'll be able to get things done.
Sorta. I may be able to work on them. I can't test them.
And Wolf instantly jumps all over that.
Actually, I might be able to test them now.
You just gotta hack into Wi-Fi signals, that's all. Start telling people, man, this is an emergency. Can I use your Wi-Fi real quick?
What's your Wi-Fi password? Every Dunkin' Donuts, every Starbucks.
McDonald's has free Wi-Fi. Hit them up.
Right.
Yeah, there's nowhere here nowhere here in this area I can go to that doesn't have some sort of Wi-Fi.
That's the way it's getting just about anywheres anymore.
There it goes. Now it's showing that it's live. Like, why is it kill showing offline for me?
It's okay. It's still showing offline for me too, which doesn't make sense.
I reloaded the page. It's showing an image now.
Should do that too. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm live because otherwise OBS would error, but. Yeah, I had my cup of coffee. I'm definitely twitching.
LinkedIn. I'm moderating the channel.
You're moderator? You moderating? Moderator's got to moderate.
Found the train station.
Stupid list does not update quick enough. I think it's annoying. Alright. Now you guys can't hear any background noise on my end, can you?
What?
Nope.
Everything sounds clean.
Is Wolf's lighting up? I think he's trying to talk.
He was talking just a second ago.
You can hear him?
Yep. You can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
Hello?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
I think Wolf thinks I can't hear him.
You were kicked from the channel. Channel switched.
Hey, I can hear you now.
He knows when you're picking on him.
He actually
Can
got
you
me this
kill
morning.
me
man.
now?
He actually got me this morning. Got me back for yesterday. Alright. Recording now. Hey guys, welcome back to another Wolves Community Blog. Well, today we got some interesting topics. We're going to be bringing up the server itself, the new playfield, some of the new designs and tweaks we did to some of these planets. We're actually going to explain a few of these things to you guys too. And how we were able to make certain things work, how we weren't able to make other things work. We have a bunch of speakers and guest speakers with us today that are going to get lots and lots of questions. So we're going to be here answering a lot of those. Magic's not going to be here the whole time. He's got to run away and pay his dues for working on the server yesterday and being left alone.
Yep. Gonna make the wife happy.
But today we got the Sturb Z,
What's going on?
the Inverted Cow.
I'm out here somewhere.
As you know, Magic Slayer's here temporarily.
Hello.
We have Sponge.
Hey, hey.
We have Leviticus Valdrin today.
Paying tribute to the Necron overlords.
We have Natty Ultra.
Greetings, friends.
And we have Wallenstein.
Hello.
And the other thing is we are going to be discussing a new game later on. It's coming out soon that I am extremely excited about, and I think I've gotten some of these guys a little excited about it too. But we're not even going to bring that up until later. So it's going to be a hot topic. It's going to be a big discussion that we're going to have about that one. Let's just put it this way. I will be actually opening a server for that one as well. Just so we can at least test it out and see if the hype is real enough for us. But let's see. We've got the test server up and running. We've got the planet's all complete and finished. There's a few minor things that we're tweaking and fixing here and there due to bugs or a lack of one thing or another that we got these guys testing for us. But what do you guys think so far? What do you think about the homeworlds?
Yeah,
I'm loving it.
Yeah, beautiful.
I think they're great, but then again, I made them, so.
I hate my homeworld.
My only concern is the starting POIs. If you bring in a player who deletes that starting POI or breaks the starter box, that it will render that POI useless for other players, and that the admins will spend a lot of their time regenerating broken POI starters.
Well,
I
that's
agree
something
with that.
that we need to test out, though. Doesn't maybe it spawns a new one in? We should actually test that out today. When you guys take one of those bases, tear it down to nothing, and then we'll have somebody else join back in and see if it just spawns out a new one.
It doesn't. They spawn into the wreckage, but what I do is I'll just type in regenerate and then the base number, and it just pops back into existence. It's really
So we
not
can
that
make-
big of a deal, but if somebody, I mean, the one thing is we want to make sure people don't just scrap the starting base. If you're gonna do anything to it, you can expand on it, you can build it, but don't just tear it down to tear it down. You know, that's one of the things that we're gonna have to add to the rules.
Well, actually, it's going to be added to the rules, but the way it's going to work is you got to remember these homeworlds are your civilization. This is your backbone of your entire faction, not just yourself. So you're going to want to expand on it. You want to make it grow. You're going to turn that into your central part of your city, where everybody that joins your faction is going to be. So make it the most beautiful location of your city that you're building on your homeworld there for everyone to enjoy. When they come in, they're going to be like, "Wow, I can't believe you guys did this," kind of thing.
Dude, my home base is on a swamp. What do you want me to do with this?
Well, make it feel like a dirty pirate.
A dirty pirate den.
There you go.
Do you know how to play the
Make it the
banjo?
home of the swamp monsters. Come on.
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
it is the home of the Swan Monsters.
Like all the walkways are lashed together to each building.
Now, on that topic, actually, we're going to be building on the military police side. We're going to actually have 5 different cities on our planet, one for each mining node and one for the spawn point, and each one of them is going to be connected by a subway system, an underground subway system. So that's going to be pretty cool. The main colony hub is, I'm bringing the colony back from season 3 or 2, I can't remember which one it was now, but I'm going to bring that one back from Ningus, and we're going to use that as our main central hub. So that's exciting.
Speaking of which, on the Freelancer planet, I was wanting to do something kind of similar to that. but all the resource nodes are kind of clumped together. I mean, I can literally put them on one side of the map, and they're all right there within relatively close distance of each other.
That was one of the things I was talking with Wolf earlier today about, was actually changing the server seed just a little bit, because of the way things are spawning in. It's a little bit different than the way they tested, and they shouldn't be clumping. So
I know I've changed a few of them too to try and increase the distance between the spawning of the POIs and stuff, and there's a lot of them are still spawning right on top of the player starts. I myself, I logged in and went to Fenris, and I had the control-based CV POI literally on top of me. I died instantly. It wrecked the entire starting base. I was like, oh, this is lovely.
they just want a hug.
Yeah, they wanted to hug with light.
Well, when
That
you have
was-
guns for hands, what else can you do?
Being good neighbors.
Have any of you made it to one of the Titan worlds yet?
No.
I think Dream did, but he's not on. Which is a useless comment, and I shouldn't have said that. Sorry.
I actually wish you guys had made it there just to test it out, because I want to know what you guys think. I spent a lot of time on those planets, and I'm very proud of them the way they turned out. I'm going to give you guys a little incentive out there that are watching. These worlds are 3 times bigger, if I'm not mistaken, right? Magic 3?
2 times bigger.
2 times bigger than the average planet, which actually, when you notice a difference, they feel like they're 10 times bigger when you're flying up to them. But they have wind speeds of over 350 miles an hour, like you're in the middle of a hurricane all the time, so the clouds are flying by, and they're not so fast and disorienting, but it looks amazing. You feel like you're in the middle of a storm all the time. You feel like you're on Mars or Jupiter itself, or even the Titan. Like it's amazing. I love it. And there's gas vents everywhere on the ground. You got these arid feeling rocks, the way it's the way I designed them. I really can't wait for you guys to catch it and see it. The lighting effects have turned out awesome on it. There's no water whatsoever. All you get is lava when you go into the water sections. You can get water on the planet, but you got to go up on the peaks of the mountains and get it from the snow. But other than that, that's the only water life. You can't be out during the daytime. It's over 320 degrees during the daytime. You die in 30 seconds. So if you're going to do anything on the planet, you have to do it at night, where it's the only time you can do anything. So if you're caught out when the sun comes up, you're done.
He loves
You're
us.
baked.
He loves us. He loves us.
Well, people ask for planets worth challenges, so I made them challenges. And these are the only planets you can get all the regular resources you need on a daily basis. So it's going to be fun.
Your homeworlds get to murder you.
Yeah.
No, it's not a homeworld. The homeworlds are peaceful, loving, and caring. You can just build your heart's content there,
Gary.
unless you're a pirate. I heard the horror story this morning about the Pirates planet, but it's already been fixed.
Okay, so it's all the other planets that's going to murder you. That's
The regular planets are still in the playfield, though, so they're not all of them. There's only the 4 Jupiter the size planets that we made. So there's only 4 that are obscenely stupid hard.
Right.
The rest of them are regular planets, with our own tweaks to them, of course.
So how's the resources split up on these Titan planets?
Like, which resources are on which ones?
Well, like, kind of like, is it 2 resources, 3? I mean, what are we looking
There's
at here on
only
them?
one.
There's only 1.
Right.
No.
It's
Oh wait, hold on. There are. I have everything written down. Yeah, there's only 1 on each of the super planets.
That's what I was saying. There's only 1 on each of them, but it's 4 nodes for that one resource that's on there, and that divides those 4 up to be fought over between those 4 different resources. What are the 4 resources?
Gold, magnesium, pentaxid, and promethium.
So
Okay.
whoever gets the magnesium controls the weapons. Whoever gets the pentaxid controls the warp. Whoever gets the gold controls the economy, and whoever gets the other one, promethium? No.
Yep.
Pentaxid.
Pentaxid and promethium.
Yeah.
and whoever
So whoever
controls the
gets
spice
those-
controls the universe.
Yep.
Literally. So if we got one person who controls all the pentaxid, they control all the warp fuel. The other one who controls all the promethium controls all the power of the universe. Whoever controls the gold controls the economy. Whoever controls the magnesium controls the might of the fleets.
We should change one of the planets' names to Melange. The Spice Melange.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Why don't we just call it Mulan?
Mulan? Mulan Rouge?
The only thing that's not set in stone is the POIs that we got on everything. I'm going to be going through the list and literally picking which ones of what kind. Because these one-layer bases that are above ground, I'm not going to have. Those are too easy. So a lot of those are going to go, unless we use them for filler spots. But we're going to have all the fun ones that are deep down. We're going to be getting player-made bases for using those as POIs. Not player bases, player-based designs. There's a couple of guys working on those, so we're going to be adding to space and the planets. There's going to be a lot of custom alien POIs that'll be built. What else we got going on? We've manipulated almost all the weather patterns that affects the way they work on the planet, so it actually coincides with what kind of planet you're on a little better. And you actually get that feel of what kind of storm you're in. Like the Titan Worlds, for instance, there's always a thunderstorm. There's lightning of blue and red splashing everywhere, including striking the ground around you. There's always meteor showers falling down. There's always the meteor storm falling down and crashing around you. So you feel like you're in the middle of a storm constantly. Snow planets will have all the snow weather effects falling in line, so when it happens, it actually feels like it is, and they last longer in some, and others are just short, small little heat waves or something like that. What else we got? What else is going on?
For those watching the live stream right now, this is a little sneak peek of Shard. I'm not going to show you too much, though.
The green ball of gas. Now, Shard is the pirate's world, isn't it?
Yep.
So you're getting to see the pirate's life. I was wondering which one you were on. I was like, wait a minute. I know that one, but which one is it? I couldn't remember.
Magic, if you're coming inside, I'm naked.
Oh, okay.
Just let you know.
I'll stay outside. You got to put a sock on the door or something.
So when it comes to your level progression and your EVA boosts and your boosters that you put on your stuff, each planet you're going to need to be using those to survive in different atmospheres and aspects. That's going to be one thing that we made sure was hardcore implemented. So depending on what planets you're on outside of your homeworld, you're going to be very picky about what you got. You're always going to have to be able to change your gear out to match what planet you're working on. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by magic.
So I got something I noticed.
What's that?
Are we not supposed to spawn with motorbikes or motorbike kits?
Right.
I took those off of the starting list just because you can craft them. I mean, they're 100% craftable. Honestly, it's I almost wanted to start everyone off naked, just throw you off in the world, but with the new game mechanics, it doesn't quite work that way.
Well, the way we went with it is we want it back to its original glory of survival. So we put you back with the bare minimum of what you would have gotten all the way up until 4.4, or is where I think they changed it, or before that.
He loves us.
Yeah, we still have
more.
a few bugs in there though. You're starting with oxygen containers and stuff like that you shouldn't have.
Right.
Like
Right.
an entire station.
Yeah, we gotta work on that. We're still nitpicking on what we're having, what we're not having. There's still some POIs that still have the ventilators on them and they're not supposed to. If you can't craft it at the beginning, you're not gonna have it to start with. It's that simple. If you want it, you're gonna level up, get it, learn it, and do it yourself. You know, I missed that progression system in this game, so we're gonna get it back. Radiation in homeworlds is nothing. 2.2 is what he's suffering right now, apparently.
I'm not entirely sure why, unless that's biome set. Oh yeah, it is because I'm in the swamp. That's right. Never mind. Some of
because
the
I
Yeah,
think
zones-
we have it-
I got 0.2 and I'm on the Mercs world and it's
Yeah, I think that's what we have
it's
all
not
of
even
the
enough that your
set.
armor even acknowledges it.
Right.
It's like we want the homeworlds to be normal, like living on your Earth as much as possible, just and only be affected by the environment around you. Like,
So
go ahead.
is there only one spawn base on each of the starter planets then?
Yes.
Yes.
So okay.
That's where you're going to want to start your central part of your city, because that's where everyone's going to start and spawn in. So that's where your homeworld city, or your lobby, I guess you can call it, for your factions, if anyone joining your faction is going to be. I can't stop watching Magic playing right now, so I keep getting distracted. Now, you had a ton of questions. Go ahead and start asking what you got there.
It was just about, the question was that what can a new player expect once they start a server, when they join?
Well, that
what do
depends
they
on
spawn
faction
into?
And the start that you choose, because each faction start, their planets are different, their way of life is different, so you've got multiple choices on that aspect. If you're more into the PvE play style, you'll start off as a freelancer. Well, that's where I would advise you to start off as, because they are mostly the builders, the miners, the corporations of the server. They're not the ones going out fighting and looking for fights, but they do have every faction does have to deal with war on planets over mining rights. There's no way around that. So you're going to be mining on a Promethean planet to make sure you guys have the Promethean. On that planet, you're going to always be fighting. But you're going to the player start is on, for all of them, is you're going to start with
Jetpack.
Your starter base, which is the one we were just talking about. So you start with your little starter base on the planet, which is the wreckage of the ships that came from 5.5.
Right.
User joined your channel.
That's your first house. That's where you're first starting, and then from there you're only going to start with your pistol, your ammo, your Tier 1 drill, the chainsaw, and just your standard goods. I think it's only 2 rations. And at that point, I don't think there's anything else other than I think we're going to give like 4 biofuel or something like that. We haven't actually got into a deep discussion on it.
And currently, you're also in your personal inventory. You have some auto miner charges and a whole whack of different seedlings and
the seedlings are definitely going to
everything
go.
you need.
The seedlings are actually going to go. If you want to grow your own stuff, you're going to end up going and finding your own stuff. Did we ever take out the O2 station that was accidentally being spawned in everyone's inventory? But that's actually not going to be there. You're not going to be starting with an O2 station. That's just a typo. Starter bases will not have ventilators, so you actually will have to deal with building it correctly, because you're not going to be able to breathe in your base. You're not, unless you learn it and build it yourself, because that's now a tier 1 thing.
Well, the homeworlds have breathable atmosphere anyway, so ventilators don't matter.
Okay,
exactly.
That's what I was wondering. Yep.
Yeah, that was one of the things that wasn't clear when they were made. So yeah, when the POIs were started, we put ventilators in because we weren't sure if the all worlds were breathable or not.
I know, I just threw it on you guys and said just build them, and I didn't get into very specifics about it, but that was because I figured we could deal with it later when I'm actually got time to talk about it. But they all turned out great, as you guys could see in the episode of the sneak peek of the starter bases. They all turned out really nice and pretty cool. I can't wait to see what else you guys come up with, because I know there's a few other guys working on them. Some other starting vessels. There's actually going to be a starter vessel progression system we're adding to the way the progression is going to work. Once you get your first starting vessel, it is going to be the smallest piece of junk that you're going to want to get rid of. But it's still going to look nice. It's going to look cool. I've already seen one of them, and I'm loving that one already.
Where would those starter vessels come from? Will they just be spawned to you?
Nope, you will actually have to get to them. They will be at Wallenstein shipyard. What it is you play through the beginning scenario of getting off your planet with a SV to the moon. You get to the teleporter that teleports you to the temple, which is at Wallenstein's shipyard on his playfield. And from there you go and you just grab your starter vessel, which one you pick out of the 5 or whatever pieces of Gosa junk that's going to be sitting there, and you go off. And then you're going to want to get a bigger ship in one way or another. So you're either going to start mining gold immediately to get more money to get into a better ship that has stuff that you can't build yourself yet, or you're gonna get stuck with what you have and keep just using that one. So there's actually the 5 from the showcases we did for the vessels. You can still get those, but you have to pay for them. So you got 2 choices: suffer through the game in the progression system of not being able to do it, or mine gold as quickly as you can, make money, and go buy the upgraded versions of ships that you can't even build. Because they have more cargo space, they have everything you need to survive to begin with. Otherwise, you're going to be kind of out of luck if you come across someone else who has another ship, and it's going to be an interesting fight.
Now, what will every faction's homeworld in way of resources, what would those be? Will they be the same across the board, or will they be missing a few here? Someone else will have that?
The homeworlds across the board are exactly the same resource-wise. It's just iron. Everybody starts off, there's plenty of iron for all the factions. Nobody has to worry about iron. There are no magnesium or anything like that. The only way to get magnesium is to literally go fight over it on one of the Jupiter Titan worlds that we built. Or
That's actually not true. Because I'm getting lots of magnesium from mining rocks. I'm getting all kinds of
some. Yes, you can get them from the rocks.
Yes, I didn't know if that's intended or overlooked.
It is. But if you want mass quantities of magnesium, there's only... Well, is it in the asteroid fields?
It will be in the asteroid fields around the sun, the ring only. Now you got to remember, these asteroids are only going to respawn like once a week, and they're not going to respawn on the same interval as each other. So let's say you mined out the one magnesium node that's there now. It will not come back until next week, at the same time that you started the countdown when you started mining it. So all these asteroids in the asteroid fields will be respawning, regenerating at different times every 7 days is what we're going to be setting them at. You can't rely on it, but you can get it. So technically speaking, every week there will be 4 magnesium asteroids that people can go fight over and mine to get the magnesium they want, if they're not already trying to get it off of the planet and using their mining rights to get it in mass quantities.
So, but every one of the starting worlds will have just what you need to where you can obviously survive, build a small vessel, get to the moon, and then get teleported to Wallenstein's world, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
And then you're off on your own in the galaxy doing your own thing.
Gotcha. That's what I was trying to. Yeah.
That goes back to how things started in 5.5. Except for now, you got the survival aspect at the beginning of the game again to get to that point where you're playing like we did in 5.5, where you started with your CV.
Right. Okay. Cool.
It is possible to do.
Actually, Dream, since you're here, I heard you actually made it to one of the Jupiter-sized Titan planets I designed. What did you think?
Yes, it's very, very hostile. Yeah, not a nice place to be.
What do you think? Like, overall, does it feel like you're on this gas giant?
It feels like I'm in a very, very dangerous, dark, horrible world.
Good. I did my job right.
It works. I wouldn't want to be on there during the day, as it were, too often. It gets very hot. So yeah, no, it was the atmosphere that you created is awesome. It's lightning and fog and radiation clouds and all sorts of nasties, and the geysers look quite cool. But yeah, it just looks really horrible. You don't want to be there too long. Drop an auto miner and run. My advice. I'm alive.
Well, see, the bad part about that is if you just drop an auto miner and run, then you got somebody else comes along. Whoa!
Wow.
What was that, Dream?
Yes, I'm listening.
That, I'm afraid, was one of our boys going across a bit bloody close. We'll just leave it at that, shall we?
Well,
I
see,
don't live next to a runway.
the whole thing about the Titan planets is those are the main resources. So you going down there and you're mining promethium, and you drop an auto miner, another person comes down, they start mining. They can come and just destroy yours if you don't have defenses put up and just take that one for themselves. But you got to remember, the way that the rules are stated, so you guys out there know, is you can't mine on a planet you don't have a mining facility built on, which means you have to. There's only 4 deposits on every planet, and that's how it's like. What are they called when you're playing strategy games? Points of interest, those things. What are they called? Takeover points. I can't even think off the top of my head now.
That'll do.
But you have to have at least one node with a base on it in order to be able to put down your auto miner on that one node and be able to go around the planet and mine the asteroids that are all over falling down.
Oh,
Is there a set size for the base that needs to be there?
It can't be small.
minimum?
Well,
Just a rough ballpark figure, Disturbed. You're looking at about 30 by 30 by 30 minimum. That's
Basically,
combat cubes.
Something that encompasses the entire node.
Right. We will be having a specific size and stuff like that for a minimum that you can build. It's just we haven't done it yet. It will be in the rules, so you know the smallest you can build is a 30 by 30 for sure. It's not going to be any smaller than that, because you have to be able to park your hover vessel inside. You have to have a landing pad for your small vessels, because you're going to be transporting goods. You have to have a landing pad in order to pick up the goods to take them into space. CVs will not be allowed on the planet except to drop off tanks and things like that. The way that gravity is set up on the planet right now is if you fly down on your CV, it's going to cost you an entire tank of gas to get back off that planet.
Okay, so, now you said it's 30 by 30. Now, what if I wanted to do different shape of buildings that equaled that? Would that be cool?
You can go as big as you want. The point is you want big. You want big. You want protected. There's no turret limits on planets.
Right. I just didn't want to have a box.
No boxes allowed.
Okay, well that's...
I would, you know that how much that would bother me, period.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said everyone was like a 30 by 30, and I was like, well, I don't want a square box. You know, that's why I was like, change up the shapes to equal a 30 by 30.
How about one that looks like one of those civilian settlements, where there's a lot of open spaces, but there's individual buildings that constitute one base?
Which is fine too, as long as it's not just this little tiny building. That's all that matters.
Right. Essentially, what you're saying is you need a sufficient size base to protect what it is that you're trying to claim and resource. Yeah.
Exactly.
It can look whatever you want.
Processing it and defending it.
You got to remember these things that you're building to hold these planets. It's also your processing facility. This is your mining base. So
Does
you're going
to
want to
be above ground?
Yes, because you can't dig the nodes. You dig the nodes, I reset the planet, you lose everything.
Well, I was saying, can we dig down under the nodes?
You can't build your base underground, but you can build in the ground. That's fine, as long as the moment somebody mines out a deposit of any kind and it drops below 90% for any reason, I will wipe that planet.
Right.
Because that's breaking the rules.
That's why we need regenerating ore nodes, just like the regenerating asteroids.
Which would be awesome, but we don't have that option yet. Until they give it to us, there's nothing we can do about it except for just make sure everyone understands you do not dig any of the deposits. Those are your land markers to claim your rights to be able to mine everything else. So you want your facility to house a hover vessel that has your drill turret or your drills on it that you can go out in and mine the asteroids at a faster pace.
It's only the asteroids we're collecting, not the node.
Exactly. The nodes just give you the rights to be able to auto mine. Everything else you do by hand. So you're going to be auto mining. You're going to have 4 auto miners. It doesn't matter. But you got your auto miners down. You've got your forges, which are mandatory. You have to use forges on your mining facilities to process your iron. So you got to make an industrial base of some kind in order to produce your industry. And then you want to build around that your defenses and everything else, whatever it be, a wall or just towers with guns on them. It doesn't matter. But you want your stuff protected, because anyone else who lands on that plane, I'm telling you right now, as the military police, we're going straight for that Promethium. we're going straight for it. And anyone that's on that planet, we're going to be fighting you to keep you off that planet so we can keep the rights for ourselves.
Right.
So if you just built this little rinky-dinky base and call it a mining facility, you're not going to survive.
Which is why I had asked if it could be underground, make it harder on you.
Are we ready to go?
No, you can't have the entire facility underground.
Well, no, but I mean, you said the facility
ready?
has to be completely wiped out, correct?
Huh? Me, you, and Mom, yeah.
I mean, I was thinking a above ground section and a underground section, as long as I stay off
You don't have
the
to destroy the entire base. You just have to be able to take out the people, their vehicles, and then get in and replace their core. You can claim it for yourself.
Right.
All you got to do is take it over or destroy it one way or the other. It doesn't matter.
There is an assumed progression with mining facilities as well, though, because if it's your first facility, it's not like you're going to have the resources
To build a massive
build a wall
structure,
around it
right.
and put loads of guns on it.
Right.
You got to
But-
upgrade them.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's like you said, a progression system. So your first part of your base is literally going to be your hangar bay. You think
You
about it,
can
because
get
you need
out
to be
there.
able to get in and out of your hover vessel without dying during the daytime. You need a hangar bay.
Yeah.
Then you'll make a storage bay, and then on the storage bay after that, you'll build the forge room where you can actually start processing your ores. And then maybe on top of that is where you put your landing pad for your small vessel. But you're not going to put your hangar bay in underground because you have to build on top of the node anyways in order to claim it. So no matter what, your base is going to be above ground. And then on the side of it, if you dig down and put a base in there, it doesn't matter. You could do that. You can make it as big as you want to. As long as the mining facility is on top of the node where you've got your auto miners.
Or if it's on the side of a mountain, I mean, you can dig into the side of the mountain, but it has to still be around the ore node.
Exactly. That's the only concept I'm trying to make you understand is that you have to make sure you can put the auto miner on top of it, or even if you can do it on the side. I don't care, but I don't see how you're going to put it on the side of it.
I
One way or
just,
another. Yeah.
put in
yeah.
there. I don't think you can actually dig too near something. Is there a 200 yards excursion zone around certain things? Because if you start digging on that node, no matter what you hit, it's going to start regenerating, or not regen at all.
No, ore nodes don't regenerate. You're thinking of POIs. You can't in a regenerating POI. You cannot dig.
Right. Oh, yeah. My apologies.
It's only because they can't regenerate the ground underneath, but they can regen the structures that are in the blueprint. So.
Right. Okay. Thought there was something there to do with that, but I wasn't sure which way it was round.
So now, if
I
they
thought the same thing.
if they ran the ore nodes under a blueprint system, then they could regenerate the ore nodes. But because it's not, I think that's what's actually holding them up from having the ore itself regenerate. Unlike the asteroids are all blueprints, so they can regenerate.
Oh, I
I'll
see.
be right back.
Have you gotten into the second container cat litter?
What
Where
we
were
missed.
Come on, before she bounces.
So are we in a commercial break or something?
Must be
Well, actually, on another
quiet.
note, let's bring up the topic of this new game that a lot of us are looking at here, and a lot of people have been checking out too. That's not out just yet, but you can actually get it at the Humble store, which is really cool. It's called Survive the Nights.
I actually gotta pop out. I'll hand you over to my middle daughter, who will be a silent observer, but will function as my streaming admin.
All right, Magical. We'll catch you later, buddy.
All right, catch you later.
Bye bye.
Well, Survive the Nights is a zombie survival game. It's kind of like 7 Days to Die, but with a heck of a lot better graphics. It's not voxel. It's got a massive map. I mean, I'm looking at the map right now. It's just amazing. It almost feels like it's a mix between Arma and 7 Days to Die with zombies actually everywhere. You can actually fix vehicles and use the vehicles as mobile bases to survive out of. You can literally inhabit any part of the map and make it your own. It's just got so many mechanics to it that it's amazing. It really is. I'll probably throw a trailer of it in during this part of the blog in the episode so you guys can actually see the trailer, and I'll put a link inside the blog description too. Or you can just go to survivethenights.net and check it out yourself. It's got a lot of potential, and I'm excited. I really am. But what do you guys think about it so far? What you've seen?
It looks pretty good, and I would say that co-op is absolutely vital. Because the nights look really intense.
Just don't hold the middle mouse.
I mean, that's just going off the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, you start off and you gotta literally gather what you need to survive. And it's just like any game. You gather wood, you gather the materials you need to be able to craft things. There's a crafting system involved in the game. That's what I like about it. So you fortify the buildings and stuff that you find with the wood that you gather and boards and stuff like that. fight over different places to be able to survive, and you can actually go shoot your neighbor.
What?
And what was it? There's a an emotional system, I guess, to it that called a mental state.
Like
So you
sanity,
actually-
basically.
Yeah, like your sanity. So if you actually just go and murder somebody and steal their stuff, you actually, I think it should start going insane.
Sir, we couldn't go to Canton.
Well, I
your
don't know,
hands
I don't know
jitter?
what impact that has.
I don't either. That's what I'm excited to find out.
Yeah.
Maybe it gives you like a bloodlust, and then you have to keep killing in order to satisfy that urge. That could be a unique feature.
But the cool thing is I like the fact that you can repair vehicles and actually use them. You can't do that in 7 Days to Die. You get a moped.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the mechanics that I'm actually going to enjoy trying to play with, is getting the parts to fix vehicles and use vehicles to survive in. The weather system's real. You have all the seasons, so each season is very determined on whether you're going to be hunting in it or just hiding away trying to survive during winter. So hunting during the summer times spring is vital to stay alive during the winter times, it seems like. And there's a degradation system on the weapons and everything. You have to keep everything in constant repair.
I don't know if you know, but can you modify vehicles? Or
That
just
I don't
repair
know.
them?
I have
'Cause
no
it'd be
idea.
really cool to get like an RV and then just kit it out with armor and spikes and just go mow some zombies down.
That would be awesome.
That would be so cool.
I mean, all the survival aspects of 7 Days to Die are in it. The drinking, you got to drink. You've got to boil your water to make sure it's safe. You know, food spoils. You actually get electricity and put lights in the existing electrical systems.
Fire making looks good.
But what I like is that you can actually use the shelves. You pick the item up and you can actually place them in the world where you want them. It's not just in a chest. There is a chest system. You have a chest, you can put stuff in chests, but you can also just put them on the shelf so you have easy access to them when you need them. Some of these trap systems look amazing. I wonder how scarce the ammo is actually going to be to make and have. That's the other thing I'm wondering. The zombies themselves look amazing. The only thing I don't like is the way the food looks in the boxes. It looks old school, 7 Days to Die, I guess you could say. The food kind of looks like it could have been better. Now the locking system's pretty cool. You actually can add locks to the doors. You can break the locks. You can actually implement your own codes on the doors and the locks as you put the locks on. So that's another aspect of it. It's going to be pretty cool. Breaking into your house. We will be running a server for it and doing a short series on it to see if we actually like it. If we do, we'll probably do a full series on it and we'll keep running a server for it. But it is multiplayer. It's co-op. We can actually work with friends or against your friends. I will be definitely spanging the hell out of this game when he plays with it.
I didn't even know what that means.
Sorry, I'm
It's
back.
just-
My
it's
puppy
just
was
fun to
demanding
say.
my attention.
What do you think, Daddy? What is your opinion of Survive the Nights?
Well,
Go by the trailer. What is your opinion of it?
it looks fantastic. It truly does. It does have a bit of a 7 Days to Die feel to it, a little bit, and a number of others. But I like some of the way that they've worded, progression and whatnot, especially in the way regards to leveling, because it's talking about like old school leveling. Like if you want to learn how to do something, you have to swing it, use it until you get better at it, which I thought was fantastic.
I really like that part too. I wish we could get something like that in Empyrean.
Yeah, no joke. I love that type. I love doing that.
I think the zombie modeling was pretty cool too.
Well, everything,
Actually-
like the freaking traps, like you can booby trap at your house. That is awesome.
For me, I get the feel of 7 Days to Die, but the way The Walking Dead wished it was.
Yeah.
In virtual reality. But it's not released yet. I don't have any information on how soon they're going to be releasing it. I know it's not far off. They're at 99% for releasing it to alpha. So it shouldn't be too longer. And I think it's going to be awesome. I hope you guys check it out. We will definitely be doing a mini series to start with to see if we actually like the game, if we want to keep doing it. And if we do, we'll definitely be doing it full time, just like 7 Days to Die and Empyrean. 7 Days to Die, we will be back with that one as soon as they drop the next alpha. We will be back full time with that one. We'll do daily videos or every other day videos, depending on what channel you're watching. Mine will be daily videos on it, along with Empyrean. Empyrean's never going anywhere, so don't fear. And trust me, if any of these other episodes get in the way, those will go, not Empyrean. Sorry. There's too much blood and sweat put into Empyrean to say goodbye. But, yeah, keep your eyes out for it. It should be released soon. If you haven't, go check it out. It's called Survive the Nights. You can go to survivethenights.net and check it out for yourself. Watch the trailer. It's amazing. If you're into 7 Days to Die, you will definitely be into this game. So, I think that's all I got to say about it for this moment. At least I get more.
Right.
Well, other than the fact that I really like the fact that you can actually kill your deer and throw them in the back of your pickup truck and drive off with it.
Especially like the idea of the camper, like the RV, it was showing the back, and you have a bunch of people in that. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. What else we got today? I just got a message. Let's see when we might be happening. We might actually be releasing the Hal's House of Pandemonium Assault soon. I'm trying to set it up so we can have it live streamed on Haladmir's channel. So keep your eyes out for that. It'll be a very epic event when we take this thing on for the first time.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt a lot. I just know it.
So are the creature spawns on here broken again?
No, they should. They. I noticed that some of the planets don't start spawning the creatures for like the first 24 in-game hours. I don't know why it is or why it's working that way.
Start again.
But afterwards they spawn normal and hellish if you're there long enough, and depending on what planet you're on.
Like the set of worms that literally just spawned in front of me while I was running.
There you go. See.
It literally, yeah, it probably took 24 hours for them to start. That's
It's the same thing with the asteroids. The first person that goes to one of the planets, they won't start falling for the first 24 hours while they're there, and then they start falling just fine. But don't fret. I know that it doesn't fall until the first 24 hours in game, and that's game time, not real life time. Yes, it's not a bug. It actually does you just have to wait for the 24-hour period to pass before they start falling down.
What is the regeneration rate for the critters? Because like last night we were playing and it seemed like I wiped out all the rock golems and I had to wait like several in-game days before I ever saw anything else reappear.
Honestly, they should just be respawning every check every day that comes around to spawn another one. I've noticed that some of them are weird and glitched out, but they randomly spawn. Golems are only at night anyways, so you're only going to find them at nighttime.
You can find them in the day, they just spawn at night, that's all.
Right.
They don't come down onto the plains unless there's too many up on the hills.
Now, the one thing I've noticed is that, because we have it set up so there's different critters in the different zones, sometimes they like replace with a different critter. Instead of the critter that's like the rock golems, there's rock golems, raptors, plant monsters, or whatever. It randomly will spawn like 2 of them, but then it'll leave the rock golems out for some reason. I don't know why that is, though. That one.
Yeah, we had that last night. when all the rock golems were gone, it seemed like a ton of those death worms spawned in their place, and it was odd.
Right. But it's the mechanics of the game. There's nothing I can do about that at this point, other than make sure that they're at the spawn points. But it can happen to the point where, like I said, you'll get 2 of them, but 1 of them won't spawn. And then the next night, it'll be the same thing, and the next night, then it'll just be all rock golems. It's just, you gotta, yeah. Now, on the topic of earlier, somebody brought up the whole seed things. No, you will not be starting with seeds. You'll have to actually go and get them. Now, I don't know if we're going to leave them or we're going to take them away, but at this point, I think we might actually have maybe 1 village spawn on the homeworlds so you can get those seeds, or we might leave it so you actually have to go gather them from the planets. Excuse me. I haven't made the final decision on that one yet. But what are your guys' opinions on that? Should we actually have to go get them from their native planets if we want that native seed?
My thing is are all of them native to some planet? I don't think they're all native. I think like tomatoes and whatnot, you can't find naturally.
Nope.
Right.
So those ones, I would say either you buy or get as loot, but that doesn't make any sense, really, if you get them as loot. So I'd say you have to buy those, but anything that's natural that you can go pick, I would say you should not get automatically, because you can just go get it and make your own seeds.
I stand on that too, myself. What about the rest of you?
That is good.
Yeah.
Difficult, but yeah.
I kind of like it, but at the same time, I would like to ask, is there any way you can put them in a cargo container inside one of the POIs?
Yeah,
like
they
one of
already
the
are.
aggressive ones to where you have to fight it?
They already are. You can already get them from POIs.
Okay.
Because I was going to say, if it's guaranteed, then, that'd be the way I'd go. I'd just go bust a POI open and fight them.
Eventually, you find them in the POIs. I've found them in the POIs. If they're not, I'll double check. But yeah, if we went that route, you would have to either buy them or you could find them randomly in POIs. But they're very scarce that you find them. So it could be you could hit 10 POIs and then you only get 1 seed.
If you hit the research outpost betas, you pretty much guaranteed a full set of seeds.
We're getting rid of all those civilian pieces of laziness.
No, even on the home worlds, they're okay. Just to update some info here. Rock golems spawn in the daytime.
Well, we did change some of them, so they should. The desert golems should spawn around the clock.
Yeah, that's what I'm fighting.
The snow golems, I think, are only at night.
Yep.
That way they don't conflict too much with the other ones. So you should be able to get the regular desert golems anytime.
Okay.
The snow golems, the white ones, you should only get at night on certain planets.
Uh-huh. Yep, I've encountered these.
I got seems to be a big bug with Shard at the moment in terms of temperatures.
How so?
So if I've got my suit on, which has a temperature tolerance, I should say, of 25 degrees, minus 25, it's minus 5 out. But if I leave the shelter with my suit on, helmet on, my temperature instantly drops to minus 5, and I'm freezing.
Because outside's not going to be the same as your base, or whatever you're in.
No, I know that, but my suit should be protecting me, is what I'm saying, because it has a temperature tolerance of minus 25 degrees. So minus 5, it shouldn't be bothering the suit.
Are you stood near the base?
Is your degradation gone?
No, the suit's fine. It's not degraded at all.
Are you stood near your base, Sponge?
Yes.
Is it just outside the door by any chance?
Well, that doesn't seem to matter. Just outside the door, on the ground in front, 20 meters
Is there
away.
a weather effect?
It happened when I went up the mountain. It was fine, and then obviously you go up the mountain and the temperature drops. Went down to minus 11, and then all of a sudden I was freezing, and I died.
I mean, is there a weather effect on?
Clear skies. Yeah. I mean, even so, a weather effect. If the temperature's within the suit tolerance, it shouldn't instantly drop your temperature down. It does appear to be a bug.
Make sure you put that on the bugs list.
Indeed.
I'll see if there's anything I can do about that one, but that doesn't sound like anything we can mess with. That sounds like it's the hard-encoded.
I think it might be a game bug.
We can fix a lot of things, but we aren't God. We're not the developers.
I noticed a funny little thing yesterday. I was running around, and it was during a heat wave, and I started eating a bunch of oranges. I got the too cold symbol, even though I was in the middle of a heat wave and overheating.
Because you
Because
got
the
oranges.
Yeah, they drop your body temp.
Yeah,
drop it
but
by
it doesn't
5%
work
each time.
coinciding with the temperature heat. I still got the warning and all that crap. It was weird.
Huh? Fair enough.
Wait a minute. Oranges cause you to suffer from heat?
-5
They
every
make you
orange.
cold.
Every orange,
Yep.
-5 temp. And
Yep.
coffee
really?
increases it by 5.
Uh-huh.
So if you're cold, drink a coffee.
And if you're hot, eat some oranges. Got it.
It's more-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I just
And
learned something
water.
new.
There's a load of
Just so
stuff
you guys-
that's been put in like that.
So you guys know out there, I did not have a chance to be able to actually play the game much because I've been so busy building this stuff for these guys to be able to play that I'm actually relying on them to test all this stuff for me while I got my head delved into these files. So that's why I'm learning new stuff, just like most of you guys are. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that.
Yep.
How are the drones acting on the homeworlds? Are they attacking
now-
bases?
Now they're fine. Yesterday
Now-
they were rubbish. Now they're fine.
Are they progressing to where they're getting up to like 12 drones come into the base?
I've got 5 spawning around most hostile places, and they're actually shooting at me now rather than just ignoring me and running away.
But I'm talking about the drone base, the attacks when
Oh.
they come and attack the bases.
I haven't done that bit yet.
Mine increased to a total of 3 last night, and then we had to wipe the server and start over, so I never got to progress past that.
Because I had it set, or unless Magic's changed it, I don't know. But the way I had it set, the progression they should have gotten above and up to 12 drones coming at the base at one time, and that's with the new drones. If it's not, I'll have to go and double check the files and change them again. And they should be infinite. They should never actually stop anymore.
Easy way of finding out. I'll go and have a look and see if I can build a base real quick.
By
Is
any
it-
chance, was the drone AI messed up yesterday?
I think so.
Because at one point I could walk towards 2 rocket drones and just fire at them, and they would shoot at me, but just at a walking speed, every shot would miss, and I wasn't strafing or moving. I was walking in a straight line.
Oh.
Huh.
And like I said, 2 of them could not hit me.
I mean, I know there's a bug with the drones, or there was. I think they actually fixed it with the last one. Weird. No, there shouldn't have been anything wrong with them yesterday.
Okay.
I do have to ask you guys: have any of you taken out a CV yet? The planetary patrol ships.
No, I
I
haven't.
haven't. I didn't actually see one yesterday. Oh, today, earlier.
I had a glitch yesterday where I was able to fly a SV through one.
I've had that as well in space. And then you can never, if you, like I was doing a carrier and I flew my SV into the carrier, like into the belly where you park, and then I popped the core, and then you can't get your ship out because it says there's a non-docked ship in your ship and you can't, and movement is not allowed. That whole bug, if anybody's come across that. I've done it many times.
That's new to me.
And you can't do anything to the SV or the CV either, because you just walk right through it as if you're in God mode.
I have to test that one for sure because I use those the carriers as a headache for you guys when you're in the asteroid fields. Each asteroid field has 8 carriers flying around deploying drones, along with the 200 drones flying around everywhere.
Ah. Can I have a quick word with you about that? I popped over to see Wally's area earlier, and now I understood what Wally was on about yesterday. Yeah, there was like hundreds of drones everywhere. Yeah, carriers and the freighters, they were spawning all over the place. There was a few POIs, but you couldn't get to where Wally was at all.
Once you kill him, you'll be. It's fine. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think we might have to keep an eye on it then.
Yeah, but the way I got it set up for Wally's is once he destroys them, he'll have a few things here and there respawn, and come to attack his base every now and again. So once you clear it out, the first thing you do is just clear it all out. Kill everything. Boom, gone. And then just let the respawn timer take over from there, and then he'll have minor little attacks here and there kind of thing. Just so he doesn't get bored. But the initial way I had to set it up is they have to be there to begin with in order for it to set up an appropriate counter.
Right,
So,
okay.
now, all he has to do is literally just start killing them, and then the respawn counters will make it so he'll have 2 patrols of the drones here or there out in the asteroids, and then maybe a carrier will fly past his base every now and again, and then he has something to play with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm just going by what I saw earlier, and
it's a nightmare.
It was terrible, utterly terrible. And I think I'm not sure if it was changed, but it needs to be changed to PvE.
Right. I got that on the list.
Yet.
I haven't checked it yet.
Okay, buddy.
Yep, I did get the list. Thank you very much. You did a great job on your bug list, and I'm actually going to go right down that list when we're done here today. But yeah, any of you guys that find bugs or anything on the server that aren't able to be here to talk to me or Magic physically, on the bugs list on 6.0 for our map, all you got to do is literally just list the bug. There's no discussion. There will be no responses. It's a list for me and Magic to go down and fix or check to see if it needs to be fixed. We're not going to reply and say we fix this or that, and we'll update you in the blogs and stuff if we fix things. But it's literally just our list of what we need to work on. So that way we can get this done quickly. So if you come across something, just post it in there. Let's say you're always constantly falling through the world on the planet Fenris, on the home world. Just put in there, falling through the world on Fenris repeatedly, and then we'll check it out. That's simple. That is so cool. Kyrie is using a chainsaw to fight a drone. That's too funny. What else you guys got? Any other questions, ideas, topics?
Yeah, I got a question. It's more of a balance thing. So I'm currently diving for seaweed right now, and I'm coming across pentaxid, and I'm not sure is that intentional, or is that
if it's in a lake?
Yeah, in a lake. Yeah, I'm diving in.
That's
in
fine.
So here's the thing then. What's the point of going to Wallenstein then if I can just dive in this thing forever, getting pentaxid, and build my own CV?
Progression. It'll take you forever to do it yourself, and since you can't use blueprints, you have to build it yourself, which is fine. There's nothing to stop you from doing that. We want people to build their own stuff. That's why we have it set up this way. The only reason you go to Wally is if you want a duplicate of that ship, or you want one of the copies of the ships that he's designed or somebody else designed, and you want that one. That's what you're going to pay for. Or you're going to pay for your replacement of ships you've lost. So let's say you do build your ship and you love this thing and you want another copy of it after you lose it to a pirate named Spange because he blew it up on accident.
Accident? Shit.
So you go to Wally, you just pay him, and he actually brings you back the same ship. It's that simple. It's just the whole shipyard thing is a way to prevent players from having to go back to square one after every battle. That's the whole point about that whole thing is, yes, we want people building their own ships, period. Even if none of them look exactly alike. I mean, we could have 4 gunboats style ships built and not one of them look like the other. It's fine, doesn't matter. But it creates more diversity, I guess we should say, and more realism in the fact of how long it takes to build the ships between each assault. So you're not going to just go and take your 3 ships you have and go and make a suicide run and lose all 3 ships and think you're going to be okay and you're just going to go right back to playing. There's consequences to your decisions on what you fight over.
Right, I get it, which is good. I was just concerned that you would lose the emissiveness with having to go through doing the whole thing to get to Wallenstein in the first place. If you have an ability to just completely bypass it.
Well, it's kind of an optional setup the way we did it. You can do it, or you can try and skip it. It doesn't matter. But in order to skip it, you still have to build a CV to get to them. or excuse me, an SV to get to them, just to get to the moon to the teleporter. You can go buy one and be on your merry way. But how are you going to buy one if you don't have the money? That means you have to have built the CV to get to the gold planet, which means you have to level up in order to get a warp drive. And our progression system for XP is so low, it's going to take you a week to get to level 25.
Right.
So why do you have to be level 25?
Or whatever level it is to get to the warp drive.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I don't think it's that high.
I'm just using it as an example.
Oh, okay.
It's level 10 for the tank and the core. Level 10.
So you get to the level 10 to begin with, which isn't impossible to do, but we're actually still fiddling with the XP ratings and stuff like that and other things. It's not going to be something you're going to do in a day anymore. And if you can, please tell me, because I need to know why and how
I
you
got to
did
level 11 within 3 hours last night.
To let you know, I've just started again.
Running around shooting golems in the face, killing things, and just exploring the planet.
Yeah, I've been doing this.
Okay, well, here's the other aspect. Is, hey, now you made it there. It took you 3 hours. Okay. You have the arrest stream and everything you need to be able to even build your own CV?
I didn't have any Estrum or anything like that, but I had like almost a full stack of all the other resources minus magnesium by that point with the fully functional SV that I could leave the planet on.
I was off the planet in an SV by level 8.
Yeah, I mean, me and Dream were basically almost at the same point at the same time.
On an SV off the planet, it's fine. You did the challenge, you made it through, then good. As long as you enjoyed it, that's all I care about. But as long as you're not getting out into the high tier stuff within the first day, then I'm doing my job right. If you guys get into the high tier of all the artillery turrets, rocket launchers, and all that within the first day, and are able to produce all that in the first day, then I got a lot of reconfiguring to do because I did something wrong. Because nobody should be able to overpower anyone else progression-wise in a week.
Well, there is one little thing that I do have an issue with, and it's something that you cannot change. It's just the way the game is set up, and that's the fact that you gain experience when you kill things with an SV.
You do?
Yep.
I thought they stopped that.
Nope. And unfortunately, once you get that and get some Gatling guns, you can just sit there and murder stuff and gain levels as quick as you can make bullets.
Right, which is hindered due to the fact of you can't get magnesium unless you go to the Hell planet to actually get it in mass bulk.
Yeah.
Unless you're using lasers, and then you got to worry about fuel. So it's either you're going to go after magnesium or you're going to go after fuel. One or the other. Make the ammunition.
Don't you have
for your
to
weapons.
have magnesium for the energy weapons anyway?
I think there's one or two that you don't. I can't remember what it is. I have to double check.
Okay.
But I believe there's like the laser turrets. The ammo for the laser turrets doesn't require magnesium, if I'm not mistaken. But I might be mistaken. Don't take my word for it. I'm just going off the top of my head here on that one. But I do
just use Prometheum packs.
That's what I thought it was. So there's weapon types you can make ammo for without magnesium, but you're going to be hindered compared to those who have the epic firepower of the rocket launchers and stuff like that do use magnesium.
Right. Yeah, that always bothered me that there wasn't a whole lot of energy-based weapons that, could compare to the other more physical-based weapons.
Yeah, it annoyed me too when it comes to some of those things. Like the laser rifle should actually be a little bit better than what it is in my book. It's a freaking laser rifle.
Yep.
It should be able to shoot through like trees and things. It's a heat-based weapon. It's a laser. But no. Anyways. Well, guys, I think that's all we got for today. It's been a little over an hour now. I know we said a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot more questions to be answered, but we'll save that one for tomorrow. Monday's weekly community blog that we'll be doing, live streaming it for you guys again tomorrow. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And remember to play hard and game harder, and take it easy.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Later.
Later.
Later, fellas.